and she'll be talking on the topic research, tools, and techniques. Welcome, Dr. Nada Ratkovic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Greetings from Croatia. I'm honored and grateful to be here today on this great session. First, I want to thanks for the invitation. Second, I want to congratulate to my dear Enkalada on her great presentation. Enkalada, congratulations, bravo. So I will start with my presentation.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I will share the screen. So my topic today is research tools and techniques. As you said, I'm Nada Ratkovic. I'm coming from Croatia. I'm an assistant professor on Faculty of Economics, Business and Tourism in Split, Croatia. And also I'm a high school professor, a board member of International Internship University. Today I want to say that the methods, tools, and techniques are the ways to gather data and collect information to learn what changes have happened. This topic is really a big topic, and we can talk about the tools, the techniques, the research whole day. It depends about the field in which we are, in which we want to make a research. And Enkalada showed before all the steps of the research. I will start first with education, that we can use the various tools and techniques of quality control in education, like check sheets, graphs, histograms, Pareto, scatter diagrams, control charts. But all our research always starts with many questions. What are the tools and techniques? What is tool? What is technique? How can we collect data? What are the characteristics? How will we choose a good tool? What is a good example of a tool? What are the types of research? What are the methods, the methodology, and etc. So first, when we start research, we are thinking about our data. Where will we find our data? And then which tools and techniques will we use, and which methods for the collecting, for the analysis, for interpretation, presentation, and organizing our data. Tools are never the same like techniques. So different methods, different tools for data collection. What is a tool? When we talk about a tool is a device. What device? Like example, what I have in my hand now, I have a mouse. That is also a tool for moving these slides. And I'm trying to find the function of the tool which I need. Technique. Which technique will I need? Am I talking about history, art, economy? What procedure will I use, and which is my task to make a research? So that are, as I said, many different methodologies and many different research tools. But every tool needs to have main characteristics. What are the main characteristics of a good tool? On which is it based? What are the set of the basic tools? We know that is validity, reliability, and usability. That are the terms of the characteristics. Action research tools. Are we talking about a qualitative research or a quantitative research? How we will take them? How we'll analyze? How we'll collect them? What about the questionnaires? How is the work structured? Is it a case study? So we scientists know, and when we write our papers, we are using different methods and making different topics. Like example, I said a mouse in my hand. That can be a phone, a computer, a pen, anything can be a good tool. A technique. What is a technique? We need to know the techniques. We need to have that skills. We are every day brushing our skills. How? Reading. And Kalada show us example of her two scientific paper. And we, like scientists, need to read others' works. I can say read every day to make a task. Idea, innovation, creativity. If we want to talk about the research, if we want, we already know that about today's topic, techniques, tools, there are many research paper makes. Every day we are talking about this, but every one of us can make it on his way, and everybody will interpret it. That is also about some kind of research. No one will make a same research. No one will use the same tool. Also, no one will use a same technique. We're talking about different types, different fields in education. Is it in statistics, econometrics, history? What is it? It is an experimental research. What type of research we are making? So we have many types of research. Also, data collection techniques. Interview. How will we start? If we are making if we are writing an article, research about a famous person, like example, a famous economic, we will first make an interview. Then later we will make questionnaires or surveys. Observations will take also a big part in this. We will maybe record, we will take document. If we are not 100% sure, maybe somebody prefers focus groups, and it will depend about the method we will use. Is it experimental, derived, observational, simulated? What type of data we are collecting? Main tips. Who wants to make a quantitative research? Who wants to make a qualitative research? Longitudinal, cross-sectional, or action research? That are different types of research with different characteristics. And if we're talking about the basic, these 5 are the basic types of research. Case studies, correlational studies, longitudinal studies, experimental studies, and clinical trial studies. The type of research paper: analytical, cause and effect paper, interpretative, experimental, survey research paper. I think that all are making and trying to write these different types of research paper. What are the major types of the research? I said at the beginning, qualitative and quantitative research, and it is also depending about the nature of our work and our research. Here are the types: experiments, surveys, interviews, observational, Delphi methods. Why I'm repeating this research? Because we need to know all these types of research if we want to make a quality research paper or a research. Major types are argumentative and analytical. Which tools we used in research? I choose some of them. I will not talk about all of this. Internet. What about the internet? First, when we start a research, we use internet. Are these informations correct? But we have million and million pages. We have a lot of informations. And internet is offering us to read, to find free books, to find free libraries, research journals. I think that nobody don't miss the internet. Libraries. What about the libraries? Libraries and internet is giving us this, the books, the journals, as I said, and many, we can see and find many methods, many works that are yet published and yet explained and showed. So every faculty, every university have his library, and it is a great, I can say, for trying secondary data. Libraries are a great tool to find some kind of data or something you are interested. Many studies you can like, or maybe you cannot like, but I think that this is a source of your data. Questionnaires and surveys. What it provide? If we start a research, it is normal that we will make a survey. We will use different tools. We know many tools, forms, answer gardens. For some researchers, maybe 2 questions, but you know, we need for some a big data, and then we need maybe a deep and detailed survey for our research, because maybe we need only one target group. Maybe we need many. Now the situation with COVID, many surveys are making the influence on the learning, teaching, on many subjects. Statistics and data analysis. That is for us a essential research tool. Why is it essential research tool? Because if we want to make a quality research, we need a theory, and then we need to analyze the collected data to make a quality research. Research methods which we use, will we use a qualitative, quantitative, or a mixed method research? These different types are using for collecting our data, to collect informations, and to create something that we can have, that we can understand, or we can make and evidence, make the evidence of our analysis. Here are the main definitions. We already know the difference between qualitative research and quantitative research. How I explain it to my students: we have numerical and non-numerical, and then we always try to bring them that closer with the examples, and we gave them explanations when we talk about the quantitative, that how can we make it, in which field we can make it, and why we need numbers for that, and why we don't. If we make that, we cannot miss the numerical data, because that is very complex for making. Mixed methods research. It uses the both methods, the quantitative and qualitative, and as I here make, it is a triangulation. What it means, a triangulation of the verification, which you get if you combine the analysis, the data, and it can have a deeper insight on you, and if you use 2 or more sources, because you can make it with many variables. You can have variables, numeric or non-numeric variables. Here are some databases like the PubMed and the Zynohol, and here you can find the mixed methods, mixed designs, and you can search that studies with these methods. Data collection tools, I repeat again, which tools will be used for qualitative or for quantitative techniques, for quantitative analysis. And you see again surveys, maybe somebody will use storytelling, as we said, focus groups, observations, photo voice, and others for collecting our data. What are the why interviews, why focus group, why observations, why document analysis, and why life stories or oral history? It depends about the structure. It depends about your research. What research do you want to make? So observation is always good when you want to have a role play option. Documents when you have that is more for the history, or also you can use it in the financial if you want to have something like a proof, or when you need to explain something, analyze something, you will use that. At quantitative techniques tools, we can say here for surveys like using Likert scales, for the experiments in the natural fields, in biotechnology and others. And here you see the same can use also for the quantitative techniques or the tools. What are the advantages or disadvantages of, I can say that every tool have advantages and disadvantages. And we know that that we use many tools now during this pandemic era, trying to find the best tool for us, for our students. And that is also with these tools and techniques in research. For the interview, the advantage is that interview is really excellent for our hypothesis, for researching our hypothesis, and to access to the qualitative data. That is good for us, but we know that interview is really expensive and needs a lot of time. Sometimes we have deadlines and we cannot wait, and this method and this tool will not be good for us. Also, sometimes the respondents who are answering also don't want to share the information. So you can lose the time, and also you cannot get the information you need for your research. Most of them have, as I said, you can have different numbers of interviews, like 3 to 4 stakeholders. Something with my computer has some. Okay. What about, I mentioned that triangulation. That is with the face value. We can get some information from the research, other researchers. We can get to some conclusions. We try to find some other conclusions. And what is also here very important? Very important is the privacy. Here is a privacy importance. So sometimes you can get information, and that information you cannot share. So that also is not good for you, because you can't share that informations. That is about the questions. What questions can we ask? And we need to make that with us, with our interviewer, before we start this guides and these questionnaires. And we need to focus on that, what we really need and what kind of questions we will ask. Focus groups, we can have small groups, like for example from 5, or we can have bigger to 20 participants. Focus groups have also the advantages and disadvantages. Why is focus group really good? Also for our hypothesis. So we are always looking for the good tools to make a new research, a new hypothesis, and this is focus groups are really great for that. What is not good from the focus groups? We need very good trained moderators, but I know from my experience that sometimes we don't get good moderators, and also we don't get good data from the focus groups. Case study. I like case study because case study is always a good story, always is unique, especially when you are making something for your country, and it is great for the organizations, for many programs. You can involve a lot of things, especially now we know the situation, this war in Ukraine, and if we want to make a case study, like example, what is the influence of the war in my country, the case study will be really great for that, for the project, and you can make it from the starting to the end, and it will really give us, if we get good data, and I can say that in Europe we have really for our researchers we have Eurostat, and we can find great data for our case studies, and I can say not always in for the last month, or we know that the data knows to be for us problems, but here the data are really I can say that really good system of getting the data. So informations, results, activities, complications, analysis, all lessons we can make involved in our case studies, and we can also identify the number of the informations, analyzes, and get great conclusions. Here are the advantages. So as I said, produce rich data, can get a great story, great example for learning, and you can see some case studies which are written before 10, 15, 20 years, and really they are very useful, and they can get great conclusions. What are the limitations and disadvantages? The limitations, the data the data cannot always be generalized, and we need some priorities, and how to organize or how to define the causes, the effects, and other things we need in the case studies. I want to show some of application you need also for the good research and many digital tools in teaching statistics. So you see here what you need for surveys, for the what do you need from the social medias, from the newspapers, how to create a newspaper from your research, and how to reach the paper with these digital tools. Digital tools for creating infographic, because we know that infographic is very useful for us. Sometimes you can use 1 hour, 2 hours to explain your students something, but when you have a good created infographic, they can get the informations in 5 minutes. So here are many digital tools for creating infographics you can use, like picture chart. I adore this picture chart, Geniali, Vengage. They are really great for infographics. In Europe, we have Eurostat and the online data sources we are taking and choosing from Eurostat. And also in Eurostat, you can make from Eurostat in the data, you can make great infographics in statistics, like example about young Europeans, about the quality life. You see quality of the life in Europe, and this is when you want to teach your students, and when you are trying to explain them some kinds of tools, then this is really great way to explain, to go on Eurostat and to play some of these games and to show how to create a good infographic. Like example, population by the education level, and there are many quizzes, and from that quizzes you can also get many informations and many data. Sometimes I can't believe what information I get from these quizzes. These tools and techniques are great for if we're talking about the financial field, for the financial planning. So what are the important tools and techniques for financial analysis? We know that today everybody wants to have a successful business. Like example, you can have a private university, you can have a private school, and you also need to use tools and techniques for controlling and planning and analyzing your business. So what type of tools you need there? Sometimes you will say, why only a calculator? Because a calculator is first what you will take in your hand before you start planning. And that is a great tool for some kind of research. And if you want to analyze the financial statement, we know all what are the financial statements and why are we using them, and which data we need. Like example, for us, that financial ratios for profitability, for liquidity, for all parts of your business are needs, and you need tools for the vertical and horizontal analysis and make trends today for the trends and what happened. Like example, what happened when you want to make a comparison between 2 years, 5 years, you need also good tools in this part. And not only tools, effective, you need a good software. And today we know that we have great called next-gen financial planning tools. And not only for your business, for everything you can use these tools. Here I put some financial analysis tools. Money Guide Pro, e-money advisor, finance logs, Gmt Pro, in Stream Solutions. Why I put this? Because maybe somebody is not good, don't have a good knowledge from this part, from the financial or accounting, but can today that we our students, and we also experiment with many tools, and maybe from this 5 you can find a great tool for make your research, because these softwares can give you results, and you can use it for your research, for your planning, for your analyzing, and for many conclusions. Here also some other softwares like NetSuite, Provision, Cognos. They are almost by Oracle or by IBM. And these are great programs. Some and I can say user-friendly programs. And for some, you can use some of them also and free, but some you must pay. Here are the tools, and in which part will you use that techniques. So in financial, you can use that tools and techniques, like example for trend ratios, for trend analysis, to make average analysis, to make statement of changes in working capital, for fund flow analysis, for cash flow analysis, for ratio analysis, and for cost, volume, profit analysis. I repeat again, when I have my lessons with my students, I always said, many of you tomorrow want to be an entrepreneur, tomorrow want to be a manager, but how can you be a success leader if you don't know this part of financial? So I think that everyone who wants to be tomorrow an entrepreneur or an independent person to run own business need to know this, and need to know the tools and techniques for financial statement analysis. So here we have, this is about the comparative statements, and for this comparative statements, you need to have the main statements for the profit, for loss account or balance sheet. Also, this income statement for the gross profit, operating profit, net profit, and all the softwares, all that you can do it. Like example, by the calculator and the pen, but all these softwares are making all this more faster, because we know that today the time is money. The time is money, and the softwares today, many people before the softwares were doing this only by the pen and calculator. Comparative balance sheet, also we need to know do we have liabilities and how to continue our work. For this common size statements, also we need to use a vertical analyze. So here for all of this is important to know and to use the horizontal and vertical analyze. Average analyze, how to make an average analyze, and how to present it, and how to calculate it, and how to show it like a graph, like a picture in your research. For the working capital, the same. For fund flow analysis, who is using this and how? If we are today the capital market and the all financial market needs to take this kind of analysis. Also the cash flow analysis, we need to know that we have 2 types, and we will use different tools for the cash flow analysis. Like I said, 2, that is the actual and the notional. For ratio analysis, it is really important. It is really important because in 1 minute you can get a picture of your organization. You can analyze the liquidity, solvency, profitability, and other ratio factors. Cost, volume, profit analysis. We need to know which cost do we have, and if we start from our own home, we know what are our fixed costs and what are our variable costs. So that is the meaning of the analysis. That is the meaning of interpretation, and what the number means for us if we don't know to interpret that. I always said to my students, this number you get don't mean for me nothing. You need to interpret it, you need to understand it, and that is a kind of conclusion for you. Nothing without interpretation. And that is for our financial structures. I will not go through all of this because I mentioned them all. Here, I want to also mention today that we are making many researches and taking this part of the time series analysis and data panel. And in this analysis, we use dynamic or static panel models. This is for my students, this data panel analysis subject is really interesting, and they like this, and they like to make researches using this time series analysis. Now, I want to show one thing for me, what is really great. I'm an author with my professor on my faculty of this book. It is called, the book is The Business Statistics with Examples in Microsoft Excel. Many scientists would say that Excel is not good for the analysis, but I'm saying that Excel is really great. Why? Because for students, not only for students, it is great to know to work and to use the tools and techniques of Excel for everybody today. Because on a really fast and really easy way, you can get a blood test of your data. So we write this book for our students with many examples in MS Excel, and every step is explained using the pictures, graphicons, data, and all. Also, as I said, I'm a professor in a high school, and also an author of a workbook, and this I make a digital part of the books of this statistics. And here in this workbook, the examples are also made for the using in Excel. Why Excel? Because I use SPSS, eViews, Stata. There is no program that I don't use in my work and writing my my researches, etc. But I want to say that from the high school and then on the university, the students really need to know to work in Excel, because they in the early years they get a big knowledge to make a research, not only for any subject to make a research. And Excel has many add in parts. And if you install data analysis tool pack, you can get a big statistical data analysis. Like example, you can make pivot tables, and you know why you really use a pivot table. Then a pivot table you can use for an interactive data, and it is a tool where you can define all your fields, all your columns, or and will they be rows, will they be columns, and which data you want to summarize. Here you see how can you make this. And as I said, in this book which we write, every step is explained by the picture, by the explanation, and how to use with rich examples and rich with rich data. Also, if you want to make a research and you have only two variables, like example, you can make a complete analysis of the descriptive statistics, and you can get 16 different descriptive statistics data. And if you see mean, mode, median, range, variance, standard deviation, skewness, sample variance, kurtosis, count, maximum, minimum. And sometimes this is really good to see before you continue to do research. Here you can use for data analysis. You have many options to get correlation, to get ANOVA, histogram, for smoothing, and for other. And Excel is great for descriptive statistics, but not only for descriptive statistics. You can use it also for inferential statistics and for generalizing your hypothesis. For ANOVA, analysis of variance, you can use it for ANOVA. So you see here that Excel has many opportunities and many things you can make using Excel. ANOVA single factor, ANOVA two factor, with replication or without replication. And we know which is, and we can find, and we can put already the p-value in the table and get many results and compare that. You know, all this you can make in SPSS, but here in Excel, sometimes you can get, like I said, rich graphicons using Excel, and sometimes your research will look much better and get better results. For moving average, you know why is moving average good? It is used in stock price like a technical indicator, and you can make a moving average for 10-day period, or you can use it for more long period. For rank and percentile, also for rank and percentile, to get the data analysis, to put the values in your list, to, for example, manage a business for some products or for several products, and you can see, will you get bigger, higher revenues in this method. Here I show also an example. Then statistical analysis using Excel for regression. You see here, regression, t-test pair to sample for means, t-test for sample assuming equal variance, t-test to sample assuming unique variance, t2 sample to means. Using Excel for this data and for regression is a great part for that. And you see here what kind of correlation you have. You have a positive, do you have a strong, do you have a statistical significant correlation. Then for random number generator. Random number generator, when you choose many series of numbers and if you want to generate other datas. For the randoms, and we know how we make this. We want to make the function to 1 or to bigger, greater than, or to equal to 0. For sampling, for periodic sampling, or also for the random, it is great when you want to create samples for a huge population. Here, I want to show there are application of digital tools now in this, when we were online, trying to find the best tools for making the video lessons. For this part, for the statistics, for the using Excel or SPSS or something else, for me the best was the digital tool Loom, because every step you do it is like a whiteboard for making statistics or math and solving the tasks by your hand, and this is for explaining every step to work in a digital tool. Research teaching online. I want to show one example because, as I said, I work at the university and in the high school, and at high school I teach statistics, and we have statistics competition, statistic competition, and students always get a task, and you will see that also the students get the task like from the Excel file. They make a presentation, and this is for the competition. They analyze data, they find important and interesting things for them, and then after that they make a presentation in PowerPoint or in a similar presentation tool. The Excel file always contains a database, and they have a free choice. So you see lapsus database, I write database here, use about the household, and you see this is a database from Excel, and students make their task. It is written on Croatia, but I want to show you the methodology using digital tools. What are the aims? They make hypotheses. They make the research question. Is a difference between in activities using internet and habits online buying by the consumers. So you see, this is all make using Excel. The graphs, all hypotheses are, you see, in high school, they still don't know good inferential statistic, but they know to make a correct hypothesis and make a research. So is a hypothesis accepting or it is not accepting? You see, all this analysis is made by using MS Excel, and they get their conclusions. There is a difference between online buying at people. Here, their conclusion, and if you teach good and if your students good, like a result, you get a recognition and achievement. So we get it in this year, 2020-2021. Instead of a conclusion, I like to say to my students that statistical way of thinking one day for the daily life of the citizens will become equally indispensable as knowledge of reading and writing. As knowledge of reading and writing. Yes, all these techniques, all these tools, everything. You need, when we make research, when we learn statistics, when we learn econometrics, when we learn math, I always said that is like reading and writing. And you can't know history, psychology, sociology, no subject without making research, writing research papers, and using different tools and techniques. Here I want to show that I put this slide. International Internship University has now a research center. I'm a president of the research center. So if you are interested, if you have new ideas, if you are an innovator, initiator, you can join us. We can work together. This is an invitation, so if somebody is interested, can mail me on nada.radkovic1@gmail.com, or I can put this in the chat, or you can visit the web page of IAU and find and contact me. It will be my pleasure to work with all you great researchers, great science, and to work together to make a bright future for our youth. Thank you for your attention, and let's learn and grow together.
Thank you, ma'am, Dr. Nada Ratkovic. It was really an informative and exhaustive lecture. It will definitely, I hope it will definitely help researchers in framing their thesis. So I would now like to ask our participants whether they have any question.
Well,
Please raise your hand.
I do have a question.
Yeah, Dr. Ulfa Jan. She's from Amar Singh College. Yeah.
I'm Dr. Ulfa from Amar Singh College, and I'm from the Department of Psychology. Ma'am, your lecture was informative and enlightening. And I want to ask you, as you said, and rightly so, that there are various software tools available for financial analysis nowadays. I want to ask, how important is it, particularly from a student standpoint, to study financial analysis manually when we have software tools available for the same? Because students directly go to the softwares and they do it in less time, more efficiently. Then what is the need to study financial analysis manually?
First, he cannot use these tools if he don't know the theoretical part of that. How can we talk about profitability, rentability, liquid, or anything if we don't know that? So the software needs also knowledge. And if you don't, like example, if you want to make some notings, how can you make a notings? How can you sell something or try to find something? Is it on the do you have it in the store, or you can't use the softwares without the knowledge. I think that study is really important. Nobody can't use this if don't have the main knowledge about the field. How can I go to do something in sociology if I have a software? If I don't know nothing about that, you know.
Okay,
it is only a help to make something faster, and maybe to get some results. Like I said, if we want to talk about the design, the graphics, to get some trends. That is good to use, to have a software.
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. Actually, in order to get the results, even if we don't have the knowledge of the financial analysis technique, but I have seen many researchers and students just knowing the path, how to run the software and what is the path to get some results. For instance, if you are using ANOVA technique for analysis, you are not well aware of the theoretical part of it,
Yes,
but
but
you know the path.
they will not know to interpret it
Yes, that
in
yes,
the
yes, actually, yes, actually, that is the
interpretation
point.
will be their conclusion.
Difficult. Yes.
Interpretation will not be good.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for clarifying it. Thank you so much.